It's not that you cannot buy a house. The problem is that you think you cannot buy a house. Now, in today's video, I'm going to share with you the problems why you think you cannot buy a house. We're in 2025 and the goals are what? Creating multiple streams of income and buying the houses. You know, I've been creating videos to help you on this financial freedom, financial independence journey, and I want to see you achieve those big goals in 2025. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Yashika Turner, and on this channel, we talk about financial independence and personal development. We're thriving in 2025. Now, let's talk about the first problem why you haven't yet owned a home, right? And that's your mindset. You think you cannot own a home. You think you cannot buy a home. And then because of that mindset, you just put it on the back burner. Rather than setting or telling yourself that you will be a homeowner in the next 2 years and start planning towards saving that down payment and positioning yourself to become a homeowner, you're just like, forget about it. You're not going to achieve this goal, right? But for example, I'm going to put myself in this position. When I moved here to Canada in 2011, I moved as a single mom. If you've been following me for a while, you will see those videos that I've created. And when I moved in 2011, and I rented my first apartment, staying with a friend, and moved into my first apartment in 2012. And when I tell you that it was uncomfortable living in this apartment, the apartment was infested with bed bugs, with cockroaches, and there were several other negative things that we experienced, right? Living in an apartment, renting. And with that, I put a deadline. I was like, I will become a homeowner. I will not be moving out of here to another rental. I will be moving into my own home. So I gave myself approximately 2 years to start preparing, planning for home ownership. I bought my house in 2025. So that was like 3 years after I achieved that goal that I wrote down, and I start positioning myself for home ownership. Number 2, the second reason why you're not yet a homeowner, because you're talking to the wrong people. You're talking to the negative Nancy's. You're talking to people who don't have a home. They're not homeowners, and they're not planning on becoming a homeowner. So of course, they're going to discourage you from becoming a homeowner, right? Discourage you from buying your home. They're going to tell you all the things about interest rate and all the things about expenses being a homeowner. Rather, you need to surround yourself with people who are going to inspire you and motivate you to invest in real estate, right? Because this is an investment, right? So you need to start look up to people who are there where you want to be, and they will inspire you and motivate you to become a homeowner, right? Again, for me, that was my personal experience. I know I wanted to become a homeowner. I started talking to people about home ownership. I found a mentor who has their own home, walked me through the process, and helped me to get prepared for home ownership. So you need to, change up your circle. If you realize that your circle are filled with persons who are not interested in home ownership, you need to look within, assess your circle, and start looking outside the box for others who will inspire you and influence you. Now, the third reason why you haven't, wherever you live, and you know that you cannot afford to buy a house where you live because it is an expensive city or state or province, right? So you decide that you're going to stay in the city, for example, Toronto. We're in Canada, Ontario, Canada, right? And say, for example, you are living in Toronto. You know the house prices in Toronto are over like $2 million, over $1 million average house prices, right? Compared to other cities like Hamilton, for example, where I'm at right now. Yes, I'm a realtor also in Hamilton, Ontario. So if you're looking to buy and sell, I can assist you and helping you to achieve that goal. But you know that you cannot afford to buy a house in Toronto. So you decide, oh, you know what? I'm going to be renting because I cannot afford it. Rather than thinking outside the box and thinking to move, to relocate so that you can achieve this goal. Again, I'm going to put my story as an example. So when I moved to Canada, I was living in Mississauga. and I moved to Hamilton, telling myself this is a temporary move to Hamilton because I had more support back in the GTA. But when I moved and I realized the living expenses in Hamilton compared to Mississauga, I realized that, you know what, if you move back to Mississauga, you will maybe not achieve your own ownership goal as you have it written down for the next 2 or 3 years. So, you know what, I had to smarten up and I had to make a decision to say, you know what, my plan and my goal is to own a home in the next 3 years. Therefore, I'm going to stay where I can afford to achieve that goal and don't move back to the GTA, which is like almost double the prices of homes in this area, Hamilton and the surrounding area. So I had to make that smart decision. So if you are living in a city or a state that is super expensive and you know that you will not be able to achieve this goal, I would advise you to start looking outside the box. And another thing you can do also, if you like think that, you know what, your whole life is here, your support is in this state, this province, your whole community is here, think about buying in another city or state. You continue to rent because you don't want to pack up and relocate, right? You have your job and everything else where you are currently are. But think outside the box of purchasing a house in a cheaper city or state, and you can rent that out. So long term, you know, the next couple of years, if you plan to move away, then you have your house, you're a homeowner. That house is building equity, which can help you to buy a second property, right? So think outside the box. Surround yourself with people who are going to help you to achieve these goals, mortgage agents, real estate agents, who are going to guide you and advise you on the right path. Got it? Let me know if that makes sense in the comment. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please, I would invite you to go ahead and join us here in this thriving community as we explore and we're building wealth and financial independence. Now, the other reason why you have not yet owned a home, it's because you lack financial knowledge. You are not knowledgeable enough around the finances that is involved in ownership. For example, the different terms, the different processes. You are scared, right? Because you don't get it, you don't understand it, and you think it's just a big hurdle that is unachievable and that is far out of your reach, then you are just shying away from it. You don't understand what's the meaning of equity, building equity in the property that you buy, and the process involved of using this equity to maybe start your real estate investing journey to purchase another property and another property. So you are not really financially literate when it comes on to real estate investing, and home ownership, right? I keep having problem with saying home ownership. But yes, you lack the knowledge around real estate. Now, how can you improve this knowledge and how can you become better at these problems now? All these problems that we have talked about from the mindset, right? So number one, let's look at how you can solve this problem. So number one, the mindset part of it. Start telling yourself that you are a homeowner. Start claiming it. Put a timeline to when you will become a homeowner. Put it on your vision board. Write the vision and make it plain. So rather than telling yourself that you can't, you won't, you will. I will be a homeowner. Write it down in the comments. Number two, problem solving. So rather than surrounding yourself with the negative Nancy's, you are going to find persons who are going to influence you, motivate you. You're going to find a team of persons who are going to help you to achieve those goals. So you're going to find a realtor. If you're looking for one in Hamilton, Ontario, I can help you, right? You're going to find a mortgage agent. You're going to find persons who are going to link you with the right team. You're going to find people who are going to connect you to the right persons. For example, if you're connected to me, I'm going to connect you to the mortgage agents, the lawyers, the persons that will help you to achieve this goal, to provide a financial education around home ownership. And the third problem solving is that you're going to start looking outside of the area that you're currently living and start looking outside the box of places that you can afford to buy a home. For example, again, if you're in Toronto, Look outside. Look Hamilton, Brantford, Grimsby, Binbrook. You can even look into another province such as Alberta, Calgary. There are a lot of persons moving from Ontario to Edmonton, to Alberta, because it is more affordable when it comes on to real estate. So think outside, start exploring outside of your city and outside of your province for houses that are within your budget. And number 4, how to become financial literate. Start reading books about financial literacy. Start watching videos about financial literacy. Start following people who are educating you on social media about financial literacy, right? Maybe join a mentorship program around financial literacy, right? So these are all the different ways of how you can fix those problems and how you can achieve those home ownership goals. So subscribe, so stay tuned for the real estate terms you need to know so you can familiarize yourself and become more financially knowledgeable when it comes on to real estate. See you in the next video.